One thing that I think about every day is that I left my house without saying goodbye to my family. And the outcome could have been much different than it was. My name is Heidi Murphy. I am a 44-year-old wife. My husband Shay and I have just celebrated our 14-year wedding anniversary. We have two fantastic young boys.
When we go on walks, we usually have one person next to her and one person behind her.
Just to make sure nothing happens again.
Heidi is a fun, very funny person, hardworking. She doesn't like to see people left out of things.
I'm an active mom, love to have fun, chase the kids around.
So on Saturday afternoon, we were set to go golfing a little later in the afternoon.
I vaguely remember peeling out of the driveway quickly, and Shay opened the front door and asked me where I was going. I said I was just gonna run a quick errand and I'd be back in a few minutes. And that's the last I remember.
The information that we were given to go to this call, we were actually dispatched for a fall.
She was out and about doing her normal daily business. No symptoms, no concerns up front, no warning signs. And she suddenly collapsed out in the community.
It was a little bit hectic scene, as you can imagine. My initial assessment of Heidi was immediate cardiac arrest.
Receiving a call from an unknown number with that news, I was in shock. It was the worst feeling you could have had. We quickly found out that she was in the right place, getting the right care, but how she ended up there, we still hadn't put the pieces of the puzzle together for that.
Once people receive a few shocks on a scene of a cardiac arrest, their likelihood of restarting their heart with subsequent shocks is very low. 10% or so of people may still achieve a normal pulse with good heart function after that time of the first few shocks. Fortunately, Heidi was one of those people.
Something that you don't imagine that's going to happen is you're looking at someone who's not breathing, and then the next month they come and visit you and they have a smile on their face and they're filled with joy.
The first memory I have in the hospital when I woke up was 3 days after I was admitted to the hospital.
After seeing Heidi, it was a miracle that she was there. She could smile, she could talk. I was happy I was meeting her face to face in a hospital and not someplace else.
The care that I have received from the University of Minnesota cardiac staff has been extraordinary. They have helped me along every single step of my journey.
What they're doing at the U, especially with the ECMO team, is they're setting that criteria, and they're not only having the impact on these patients right here in Minnesota, but they're setting the groundwork for the nation and possibly globally.
The hospital in the U of M had prepared for Heidi's visit years before that Saturday in June. The 911 call started a chain of events that led trained people in great medical equipment, in great medical techniques to her that probably didn't exist 5 years ago or 10 years ago. The fact that money and time and dedication had been already put in place is I think what saved her life.
They actually have been very instrumental in helping me to get back what I feel like I'd lost.
So if you see Heidi today, you would not know that anything ever happened with respect to a cardiac arrest. And the best part about seeing her now is seeing how she's made a full recovery with no real differences that you can appreciate from where she was before all of this.
I got a lot of life to live. My job here is not done yet. And so I'm going to do everything I can to make an impact. It makes me realize that while you only live once, I've been given the opportunity to live twice.